Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm going to be doing a longer video on this one. If you want to really start doing portrait painting, it's a fearsome thing when you start. I used to watch these videos of real people who can really do it, and then see how they applied the paint, and I thought, oh no, they've trashed it now. But at the end, they got it to look wonderful. So there are a few tricks how you do that. We'll come to that. So this bit's in real time. The drawing you can see I did with DaVinci. It's a great app. Basically you look through your tablet and you can see the picture lightened, and you can look through it to get the exact outline, because with portrait painting, if you haven't got an exact and really exact outline, it might look like someone, but it won't look like the person you're trying to paint. Anyway, if you're watching this part at the moment, I'm basically, first of all, I'm using 300-gram cotton paper, which is some called Arches, but you can get it cheaper from Temu, China, whatever. It's great paper, really is, and it's a big difference. But if you're using normal wood grain paper made from wood, 300-gram medium rough is good. The advantage of cotton is it holds the water much longer. Anyway, you can see here I'm first just wetting up the first areas that I'm going to paint, and the idea of that is that if you use it in dry paper, the colour bites straight into the paper and it's very hard to lighten. So first of all, you need the right paints. You'll need something like Winsor Blue, Winsor Yellow, Winsor Red. The idea behind those, the make Winsor, is that they're easy to lighten, to remove from the paper. They don't stain. So you don't have to use Winsor, but any colour you use, make sure that they haven't got staining colours in them. Otherwise you can't lighten them, and that's very important by portrait painting. So now that it's damp, I've got a very, very light mix of, it's basically a bit of Winsor Red with just a very little bit of yellow. This is actually a stronger red than I would normally use to get a flesh colour. But this is how the picture was. The picture I got from Pinterest, and the original painter, he's got a beautiful tone in the shadows of the face. Now at the moment you'll see that the colours looking very unnatural, but as time goes on you'll see we will lighten them, go over them, and all watercolours dry much lighter than they look at the beginning, about 20-30% lighter. So here I'm going to speed this next bit up now. You'll see that I'm going to start putting the darker colours of the shadows in, and where there's the light on the right hand side of the face, I'm not going to put any colour on at all at first, because it is almost the face is almost white light. So the colours will go on bit by bit, and you'll see that the shadows build up on the left side. And the beauty of this paper is just by adding water you can thin the colour and rework it and lighten it, take colour off, which is very important, being able to just use clean water and a brush and take the colour off that you've already put on. So we're going to speed up the next bit to let you see how this develops. So now you'll see that I'm daubing a much stronger mix of, this time I've got the Windsor blue in there with the red and the yellow. It's almost a dark mauve colour, but it will change as well into a brown when the pigment settles. You can see there's lots of water on the page still, and this helps blend the colours. And that's another thing you have to learn if you're just starting, is don't mess around with the colours. Put them on and let the paper do the work, and you can always change them once you've let the paper dry a bit. So at the moment I'm putting this darker red mix in around the lips and the nose. This is all in shadow. If you see, the front of the nose is completely white still, and under the nose is also white because the light is coming from the right hand side, and you have to be careful there not to wet the paper there, otherwise you'll lose the light area. You can decide later on if you want to put a very light wash over the white parts, but in this case it was so light I left it as it was, practically like white skin. But anyway, you can see now how the colours are settling, and behind the ear is obviously going to be dark, and there's a little bit more of this red-yellow mix to take away the dark blue. And these are the colours then that I shall leave on till the end. Underneath the chin and the jaw I've put a light piece of a slightly yellow mix just to give a little bit of shade, and that's probably the most flesh colour there is in the whole project, is what's under the chin. So we carry on now, putting some detail in the lips. And yeah, it's very interesting when you're doing a portrait with sunglasses, that obviously it breaks up the painting, and you can use the reflections in the sunglasses, give a marvellous sense of depth. And again, so what I forgot to mention is the sunglasses and the rim of the hat. I've already used a rubber solution, masking fluid it's called, so that no paint will settle on that area, because later on I shall take that off for the rims of the glasses and the rim of the hat as well. So we watch and see how it's going to develop now, using a dark, this is all with these three colours. It's a brown mix of blue and red. Perhaps there's one other colour I haven't mentioned, that's a phthalo blue, something like that. It's a darker blue, it's a green blue. Windsor blue is a red blue, and you need the dark one sometimes to give a dark brown colour, like for the hair and so on. So I've added that into the brown mix, as you can see. The strong colour of the hair, that's because I've added this dark blue, phthalo blue. You can also use other blue tones that are green blues, and they give you these wonderful colours. Yeah, now that the colour is more or less dry on the nose, I'm using a darker tone to put some shadows in the nostril and behind the nostril. The paper obviously has to be fairly dry now, because otherwise it will all blend in and start to run away. So you have to weigh up. Sometimes some people use the back of their hand to feel how damp the paper is, but you can more or less judge it. By the time you finish doing all of these things like the hair and the shadows, the rest of the paper is going to be drying out. If you need to wetten up again, if you want to get a softer margin, you can always obviously add water with a brush, but being careful not to disturb the pigments. So here on the back of the hat is just another dark mix of the red and the blue. There's very little yellow in it. The front of the hat hasn't got any colour at all. The sun is hitting it full. And this interesting thing with this painting, the whole background is white. The white light is coming from the side. Her shoulders will be white, and so it gives it a tremendously dynamic feel to the paper. The dark of the sunglasses. All these things you've got to add up if you want it to have a coloured background and so on. It shouldn't disturb or take away from your painting. So slowly we're getting there. I'm using a blue mix here with this red and letting the colours run into each other on her shirt. I'm making the shadows now darker in the glasses and some of the hair as well. I'm using this darker mix with this darker blue in it, and using a fine brush here to put some lines of hair that make it really stand out. So we stay in real time for a moment. I'm using also Chinese brushes. They're very fine. In these, there's about 3 different sizes I use, and this one is like a 1 or a 2. It's very small. It's ideal for using for the hair and so on. One thing you have to watch is not to dip them completely into water, because in the handle it takes the water up and makes the colour very thin. So just wet the bristles, and then you can use that to do these finer lines. Now I'm just putting some shadows under the chin to sort of break up the front of the face from the background. These are the things that you can only do once the paper is dry, and you don't mix then the colours of the face with the colour of the hair and so on. So it's practice, but practice makes perfect. Yeah, just scratching the last of the rubber solution off here. Make sure that the paint will sit then. As you can see, the frame of the glasses are now white, as is the side of the glasses. And you can then, I could then add shadow underneath and around the rims of the glasses to make them a little more 3D effect. Again here, now that everything's dry, the nostrils have got to be a lot darker inside, and the shadow behind the nose. So everything's pretty dry now, so it's time to darken up any areas that are in deep shadow. And of course here, to put some more hair in the picture, using this very dark mix that is also behind the head. Here's some more shadows going in over or under the rim of the hat, because that's what watercolor's all about. It's just putting layer upon layer and then seeing the colors build up to get the right shadow, the right blend, soft edges and so on. That's nearly done. Last few lines, and darken the eye up a little. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a go yourself.